Welcome to my channel. This is Hot Mess and Hot Glue. My name is Lynn. I hope we have a ton of fun today. I've got 8 high-end home decor hacks that I am just absolutely in love with. I hope that you guys are too. I wanted to make this kind of a media, it's not even a media center, it's almost like a command center from my daughter. This was just so much fun to make, and she absolutely loved it in the end. So I'm starting off with this Target gift bag that I got. It's absolutely huge. It was on clearance for $4, which is still kind of expensive, but I really liked it. And again, it was absolutely gigantic, and I've used it several times throughout this video, and I'm also going to use it actually several times in other projects kind of around the house. So anyway, once we got that cut out using just the shape of a round wood wall decor from Dollar Tree, I'm using another one of these Dollar Tree bamboo kind of hoops. I did use those in a previous video, and I will have to link that for you. So I just attached that using a combination of hot glue and super glue. Then I'm also going to attach some nautical rope kind of around the seam to add not just some texture, but also that little color variant. Now I went ahead and attached the the gift bag with some glue stick, but I wish I would have used some Mod Podge. I do think that because this paper is so thick and heavy duty that I would have had a much better result, but if it were to come apart, I could always go back through and do it again. Now I am doing this on a first layer here. It's like a big foam board from Dollar Tree. Now I eventually will cut this down, but I just attach it again with a combination of hot glue and some foam adhesive. Now I've got the mirror element. Now I wanted to create some kind of like pegboard or message board element so that she can have cute little thumbtacks in there. So to do that, I'm just taking some foam board, cutting it down, and I'm going to use several sheets of this peel and stick kind of cork board from Dollar Tree. Now the more layers, the better this is going to stick because it's extremely thin. Now that's an additional reason why I used foam board, because the tacks will just penetrate the foam board a lot easier than if we were to use maybe like a small sign or even cardboard. So once I've got 3 or 4 layers of those on, now it's a little thick because we've got the foam board, then 3 or 4 layers of the cork, and so I wanted to kind of close that up. I didn't want there to be foam board exposed on the sides, so I just measured it out and I cut 4 strips to cover each of the sides, and this way it's all completely, it looks more like one piece. You'll see it's much better. Finishing the edges, I think, is what really kind of leveled up this part of the project here. Again, if I had left the foam board visible, it really would have degraded, I think, the quality of the overall piece. So once I got all that stuck together, then it was just a matter of kind of trimming it down, making sure that I didn't have too much overhang, and then we move on to the next element. So we've got something I thought would be cool, would be some kind of picture element, right? I didn't want to put an entire picture frame on there. So when I came across this frame, which is, I believe, somewhat new at Dollar Tree, I was really excited because the metal frame is exactly what I needed. It was just enough to frame out an area to either put a really pretty piece of paper like I'm showing you here, or to then in front of that place a picture. Now the other element that I wanted to add to her kind of media, or I can't remember what else I was calling it, is a magnetic station. So I wanted her to be able to have cute little magnets. So taking apart a Dollar Tree sign, I just used the metal square. I went on to Cricut, and in Design Space, they just had some generic little leaves, and so I decided to add one to one side of the metal element and then on the opposite side of the cork element, just so that she would have some visual difference. Now you have to have a chalkboard and a little memo board, so I decided to use this really cute one also from Dollar Tree. Of course, I'm going to disassemble the entire thing and then just simply attaching this to the actual command center is, I think, what I'm calling this. So all it is now is just time to assemble it. So I've got the picture frame, we've got the magnetic element so that she can have cute little magnets. And what I like about this is I was able to find just a really cheap thrifted frame that I had on hand. I wouldn't have even used it if I didn't have it. Now, whenever you're using corkboard, what you want to do is what they call season your cork. I'm sorry, your chalkboard, not corkboard. You want to season the chalkboard. And this way, when you go to actually write on the chalkboard, when you go to erase it, it doesn't kind of leave a staining of that initial writing with the chalk. So to attach the picture portion of this, I know that I kind of skipped around on this portion visually, but I just put a little bead of hot glue on 3 of these 4 edges, and then I took the screws that were with it, and just to kind of close up where they were on the wood, I just put the screws back in. I just kind of popped them in through the foam board. And then that was why having the super glue was such an important element, because those were not going to just sit there. Now, looking at this, it just needed a little bit more. So again, going back with some nautical rope, I decided to go all the way around the outside of the frame. Now, you could also do the inside portion of this frame, but I chose to do something a little bit different. So just using a thin bead of hot glue, I decided to go around, and then once I got that covered, then it was just kind of time to look at it, see what else we can do. She is really into dark wood and natural wood combinations, and so I had a ton of these half round beads, both larger, smaller, and some in white, so I decided to go ahead and use a mixture of those. Now I have these adorable little almost like potion vases from the Dollar Tree, and so I decided to just attach one on either side of the mirror, and I'm just going to use those as a tiny little vase. Now what's really fun about this is she can switch this out. She can put cute little rocks or anything in there. Now, another element of her command center is I wanted her to have an area to hang her, like, her mask or her lanyard with her school ID on it. And so I needed to kind of expose some raw wood. So using that little drill that came from our doggie when we had her, I just put on a new emery board, and it's just like it's like a dog nail file, but it worked really great for sanding that down. So using a combination of hot glue and wood glue, I attached those. Now I love these rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. Every time I use them, I just rave about them. I just think they're so much fun. So I loved kind of the organic and the leaf appeal on this particular pack, and so I just cut out a ton of different little elements and then just transferred them onto the white foam board itself, and I'm absolutely in love with how this turned out. Cute little magnet space, an adorable little place for her to put a little picture of her BFF, a little interchangeable vase area, a little mirror to kind of check herself before she leaves. She's got her memo board here so she can put a tack and a little note that she needs. Of course, she has to remember that I just adore her. I did add one more of those glass vases and put her extra chalk in there so she can make her little notes. Now moving forward, this is so incredibly simple, but what I really liked about it is I just wanted to show you more ways to kind of elevate the look of these very simple Dollar Tree frames. So simply by taking another piece of that really pretty gift wrap, all I'm doing is using that as a backing. Now you could use double-sided tape, but again, I like leaving it versatile for her because she's going to change her mind on her color schemes and what she's into. So if I keep it easily changeable, it makes moving forward and redecorating that much easier and less expensive on me. I am absolutely in love with these adorable little trinket boxes. Now, she's always got some little thing that she wants to just kind of put away. Now, her remote, her whatever it might be, she's got all these little like LED lights in her room, and they have all these different remotes to them. So I thought this would be a fun option to take these birthday boxes, just kind of break them down and spray paint them with 2 coats of black Krylon matte black paint. Then again, we're going to go back to that really pretty neutral gift bag. I'm going to just trace that out and use the paper as kind of the top portion of these boxes. Now, originally I was just going to keep it black, but I didn't like the kind of texture that the sticky material had left behind. And then when I tried to remove that, I scraped the box. So I'm so glad that that happened. It was one of those happy accidents. So at Dollar Tree, in their game section, they have this really fun, it's called a brain teaser. And when you take it apart, it's got these really cool, almost little handle looking pieces to it. And that's exactly what I thought of when I saw these parts. I thought those look like adorable little handles. And so for this top one, it made sense because this is the smaller of the two boxes. This one was probably nesting on top of the larger one. The handle should be on top. Now for the second one, I couldn't put the handle on the top, obviously, because I wouldn't be able to then stack that smaller box. So I thought, just to add an extra element, I wanted to use one of these, but I decided to put it on the front, almost as if it were a pull drawer. Now I have told her, just be careful. If I don't know that these are going to be really strong, so if you go to, you know, lift the lid up by that little handle, it might pop off. So I just used hot glue mostly for video purposes, but if it does come off, I can always go back in with a heavier duty super glue or even E6000. Now, there's a ton of these little pieces, so I thought it might be kind of fun to add just a little bit more character to this and lie them on their sides and try to add little feet to that larger box that's going to be sitting on the bottom. I absolutely love these. I am just so pleased with how these turned out. I was showing my husband when I was taking my final pictures, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to make so many different versions of these for around the house, because for these to have once been really tacky, brightly colored birthday boxes from Dollar Tree, I mean, their transformation is such a glow up. I absolutely love these. Now, this is the last project for this video. I just absolutely love this one the most. I do love the command center, don't get me wrong. I think it came out amazing. It's more my daughter's taste and needs. I personally probably wouldn't use it as much, but that's perfectly fine. It wasn't for me. So, but these boxes I think are absolutely stunning. In the description, not in the description, in the comments down below, please let me know which one was your favorite. If you would like to recreate these, if you've seen anything similar, what you might have done differently, all of the good stuff. Let's just chat. Tell me all about it. I could not thank you enough for stopping by, visiting with me, and hanging out. The fact that you clicked on my video, right there, I feel like $1,000,000. The fact that you're watching it, you've made it to the end. Again, I just cannot thank you enough. If you have made it even farther, I will go ahead and have you drop an emoji in the comments just so I know who the real MVPs are. But please let me know which one of these was your favorite. I'm getting really excited even for the next video. There's some real fun stuff coming up, you guys. I hope you have a wonderful time. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. It is free to you, and it definitely helps my channel grow. It lets YouTube know that I exist, and two, it lets them know to maybe send this out or recommend this video to other people who might also enjoy it. Thank you again, and again, and again, and again. Until next time, bye!